It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown! Good evening and welcome to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network. I am Ryan Keller. Alongside me tonight is Derek Dimmitt. Dimmitt, right?
Dimmitt.
Yep. Dimmitt. There we go. I probably should have asked you that before we went on air. But it's turned out to be an absolutely beautiful night for football. We are at St. Francis DeSales High School in Columbus for the matchup, the Division II Region 7 matchup between the Massillon Tigers and the St. Francis DeSales Stallions. Derek, these two teams, kind of different routes to get here. St. Francis last week, a nail-biter, a last-second drive to go down and to win the game for them. And you've got Massillon on the other hand, who had a pretty big win yesterday, 62?
Yeah.
67-7, I had it. But unbelievable the trajectory that these two teams are traveling on. Massillon 8-3 on the season, Columbus DeSales 9-2. And Massillon just had an unbelievable game last week. And coming into today, you don't want to bet against the Tigers, but
right.
DeSales have a ton of momentum coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. RJ Day, quarterback for St. Francis, had a great game. I think over 400 yards last week. Set a school record here at St. Francis DeSales. Day, the son of Ohio State coach Ryan Day, so a name that a lot of fans would recognize. But, Ashland compared to Massillon's a big difference.
Yeah, so last week Massillon won 62-7 over North Canton Hoover. DeSales, RJ threw for 482 yards last week, setting a record, and then the game-winning touchdown in the final seconds. Keep an eye out for Jordan Carhaw for the Stallions tonight. He's their favorite weapon, but Massillon's defensive line is so good. That's where the battle is going to be. It's going to be, are the Tigers able to get pressure on Day?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want to do as a defense. You want to get back in there, not let the quarterback set his feet to make those throws. But as you said, Massillon's front seven, front four, one of the best that we see in our area, and they're up for the task. And when you go up against a name that gets recognition, you want to play and show that doesn't matter what your last name is, matters what's on the front of the jersey. And Massillon has a lot of pride that they're bringing in tonight.
They are, and having that bye week for Massillon and St. Francis DeSales did as well, kind of prepared them for that game last week. Regional semifinals tonight. Winner goes on to face the winner of Big Walnut. I had it up.
Big Walnut and Canal Winchester.
There we go.
Two teams down here in the Columbus area. So DeSales, familiar with them, and Massillon, we've heard those names come up to play either Massillon or Lake in this region. So, some big names still here. And next week we move on to the neutral site, so won't be at any home team stadium. So, but another opportunity to move on, and before you know it, it'll be the finals.
Right. We've got 4 other games going on in our broadcasting area on the Q92 Sports Network. All regional semifinals games. Let's check in with the broadcast teams first. We're going to go to East Canton and Mogador, where Jay Wilhelm and Mike Voorhees have the call.
You're listening to high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Alumni Stadium at St. Francis de Sales High School as we get you ready for kickoff between the Tigers and the Stallions. Let's check in with another one of our broadcast teams who's out and about. Let's head to West Branch and Perry.
A big high school football playoff game coming up later on tonight here in Lake County as the Lake County Perry Pirates take on the visiting West Branch Warriors in a Division IV Region 13 third-round playoff game. This should be a fantastic game. West Branch has won 10 games in a row. By the way, the Warriors in their 5th consecutive year of regional semifinal play as they come off of a very nice win a week ago at home as they took out the Norton Panthers. Let's talk about the West Branch and their quarterback, Grady Hurst. He should get over 2,500 yards tonight as he comes in with 2,427 on the year and 25 touchdowns. This West Branch defense also is no joke. They have kept them in each and every ball game all season long. You want to talk about tradition? How about this Lake County team under head coach Bob Gresowicz? You know, they were state champions just a couple of years ago. The Pirates won the Chagrin Valley Conference division again for the 3rd consecutive year. They come off of a very nice win last weekend at home against Chardon Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. And speaking of Coach Bob Gresowicz, his record at Perry, 58 wins and 10 losses, and we told you about that state championship they won just a few years ago. It should be a fantastic game. Temperature's supposed to be in the upper 40s for kickoff tonight up in Lake County. Join me and my partner, Caleb Norick, with the kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock. It's West Branch and it's Lake County Perry looking to move on to the 4th round of the playoffs. I'm Sam Berkman, AM 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com.
Thank you, Sammy. All right, we are live at Alumni Stadium as both teams make their way out into the field. St. Francis de Sales, they won the opening kickoff and deferred to the second half. The Massillon Tigers are going to have the ball to start first. Tigers will be moving from right to left. DeSales from left to right. DeSales all purple pants, purple jerseys with the white numbers and the white helmet. The Massillon Tigers, the orange pants with the white socks, the white jersey with the black numbers outlined in orange, and the black helmets with the orange and white stripe and the logo on the side. And we are underway. The run-up and the kickoff is going to sail into the end zone for a touchback. The Massillon Tigers will start off 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line.
Yeah, high-powered Tiger offense coming out here to start. DeSales won the toss, elected to defer. Coach Wiggins wants the ball after halftime, after able to go in, make some adjustments after he sees what Massillon's doing on defense. But here we go with Manny Patterson coming out here leading the Tiger offense.
Patterson and Owens in the backfield. Xavier Owens having himself a heck of a year. Manny Patterson is in the shotgun. Owens to his right. A receiver on each side, wing to the left. Man in motion from left to right. That's the wing. And false start on the left wide out right off the bat. That was Deontay Malone, who moved early as the motion man was moving across, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 15 now for the Tigers, starting this drive off at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, you come out, you want to, get going and pick up where you left off last week after that big win against Hoover. Got to keep the emotions in check here and let the plays happen.
Gio Jackson spread out to the right. Patterson and Owens in the shotgun. Takes the snap, play action. They go right back to the same play. Quick slant, caught at the 25, still on his feet, down across the 30-yard line, down to the 31, and a first down. Great pass and catch from Patterson to Jackson.
Yeah, Gio Jackson, the 6'4" wide receiver, a big target out there, and Manny Patterson finds him, and we have fireworks out here. Oh, you and I are on the roof tonight, so we can see everything.
And it's actually a beautiful night.
It is.
I took some layers off. It's a beautiful night for football. As Tigers get a 1st and 10 off their first play. Now they send a man in motion from right to left. Sets 2 receivers on the right-hand side. Another penalty marker and another false start on the Massillon Tigers. So 3 plays, 2 false starts for the Tigers, and a first down wedged in between them.
Yeah, you want to see more of the first downs, less of the penalties if you're a Tiger fan and Coach Nate Moore. But a good first play once they got that off, so we'll see if more of the same here after this second false start penalty.
So 1st and 15, ball at the 26-yard line. Patterson and Owens in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, single wide out left. They turn, fake it to Owens, swing it out over on the right-hand side, and that goes through the hands of Gio Jackson and is incomplete. 2nd and 15 for the Tigers.
Yeah, almost a comeback route there that Patterson had to get out a little quicker than what Jackson was expecting. Went through his hands, brings up the 2nd down and 15 from their own 26-yard line.
Tigers moving from right to left. 11-12 left in the first quarter. No score in the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals. Patterson in the shotgun. Owens to his right. Turn. Handoff to Owens. He stutter steps in the middle of that defensive line. Gets across the 30-yard line, and that's where he'll be stopped. So bring up a long 3rd down for the Tigers on their opening drive of the ball game. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Owens able to get 4 of those 5 penalty yards back. But like you mentioned, a 3rd down and 11, so still behind the sticks here on this opening drive.
Got a score update coming in. We'll get to that here in a second. Some games in our broadcast of Q92 Sports Network. But a big 3rd down for the Tigers. Patterson in the shotgun. Owens lines up to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Single wide out to the right. One-on-one coverage on the far right. Takes the snap. Patterson, he's looking right. He's throwing deep ball, deep ball, deep ball. Oh, just through the hands of the intended receiver, and that falls incomplete. He was looking for Gio Jackson, and the punt unit comes on for the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah, a beautiful pass down the far sideline there, just out of reach of the 6'4 Jackson. Brings the punt team out here 4th and long, so we'll get to see this Desales offense following the punt.
Back to return for the Stallions, number 3, Dex Middleton.
So snap back, punt away, end over end punt. Fair catch called for and taken at the 35-yard line for Desales. That was Dax Middleton, the 6'1", 185-pound junior receiver. And we'll get our first look at R.J. Day.
Yeah, Day, a 6'1", 205 junior quarterback. Mentioned in the pregame, son of Ohio State football coach Ryan Day. Some big schools looking at him. He had a great game last week, looking to pick up where he left off.
So Day lines up in the shotgun. They've got a wing on each side. Single wide out on each side as well. Day in the shotgun. Man in motion. That's the left wing from left to right, and they turn. Hand it off over the left-hand side. Breaking tackles across the 40, 45, 50. Finally pushed out of bounds.
Jonathan Brown, the senior running back, 6'1", 205. Great first play from scrimmage for the Stallions. 14-yard gain, first down at midfield.
First down.
So first down for St. Francis Desales. We got that score update coming in. Mogador, first play from scrimmage, 56-yard touchdown run. Extra point, no good. Mogador leads East Canton 6-0. 1st and 10 for the Stallions. They've got 2 receivers stacked on the right side, single wide out to the left. Day in the shotgun, moves the wing in motion from left to right. He's back to pass, swings it over into the right side, and that falls incomplete. Was looking for Dan Middleton, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Stallions.
Yeah, looking for the quick quarterback screen there. Day threw the pass a little in front of the intended receiver, brings up 2nd down and 10.
So a little slow coming out of the huddle. They send 3 receivers to the wide side right. Ball on the left hash. Wing is right. Day in the shotgun with Brown to his right. Man in motion now from right to left. And a little toss to the right-hand side. Great job from Massillon coming up and reading that play was number 5, Braylon Gamble, who sniffed that one out quickly and tackled the running back in the backfield for a loss. Penalty marker on the play.
Yeah, those flags came in right at the snap, so we'll await the call, but likely on Desales. Looks like Coach Moore is going to decline the penalty and bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, smart decline from Coach Moore. Their defense read that play perfectly. A loss of 2 on the run, so it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Stallions. And a bend, not break kind of deal in this first drive for for the Tigers. A big first run there, but other than that, the defense has done a pretty good job of kind of regaining composure.
Yeah, great response by the Tigers defense here to force this 3rd down and long.
So 3 receivers to the right, wing right. Day in the shotgun with Brown to his right. Man in motion from right to left. They turn, hand it off over the left-hand side again. The suffocating defense for the Massillon Tigers is going to force a punt after a gain of 2. It'll be 4th and 10 right at midfield.
Yeah, Coach Wiggins opting to keep it on the ground and not go through the air there on 3rd down and long. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, 4th and 10 from the 50 as the punter comes out and Massillon sends 2 deep for the return.
Back deep for the Tigers. Chase White. And I can't see the other guy on the left-hand side. And they fake it. Desales running the fake. They look for the pop pass. And a great defensive play from the Massillon Tigers. That was Braylon Gamble, who read that fake perfectly, was able to get a hand on that ball and force the turnover on downs right at midfield.
Yeah, 4th down and long there. Coach Wiggins trying to catch the Tigers sleeping, but Braylon Gamble, second time we've called him so far tonight, had that big stop on the 1st down following the 1st down rush by Desales. There, a great pass breakup that would have been a 1st down and kept the Desales offense on the field, but here come the Tigers.
Would not be surprised if we see Massillon throwing a deep ball here off that big play. They shade a safety right in the middle of the field. Patterson in the shotgun, Owens to his left. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. They stead, hand it off to Owens right up the middle. He's off to the races across the 40, 30, 25, 20, still on his feet, down inside the 15-yard line, and in the RG Drag red zone, Xavier Owens with a big run for the Tigers.
Yeah, 37-yard gain there by Owens, burst right through the middle, brought down by the running back on the sales side, Jonathan Brown, kept it out of the end zone, but 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line.
What a great run from Owens. And Massillon inside the RG Drag red zone. Little wishbone action in the backfield. Running back on each side of Patterson. He turns, hands it off, bounces over to the left-hand side, picks up a few and is brought down.
Yeah, nice gain of 3 there on the 1st down run by the Tigers.
That was Anthony McMillan Jr. with the carry. And he picks up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Ball at the 13-yard line.
Coming out in more of a spread look here. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left.
Patterson in the shotgun. Owens to his right. He checks with the sidelines after reading the defense. 8:06 left in the 1st quarter. No score here from Alumni Stadium in Columbus. Back to pass is Patterson. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's got room to run. Almost breaks away 1 tackle, but there is a penalty marker in the area of holding. We'll see who this is on. Holding against Massillon. So another penalty for the Tigers is going to push them back an additional 10 yards out to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, the penalty, that's 3rd one on the Tigers thus far tonight. So pushes them just outside of the RG Drag red zone, 2nd down and 18.
So Massillon breaks the huddle, sends 2 receivers to the right, single wide out left. Patterson and Owens in the shotgun. Wing on the right-hand side as well. Patterson takes a snap, hands it off to Owens up the middle. He's got room to run, cuts it back to the outside, 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. 22-yard touchdown run from Xavier Owens.
What a cutback there by Owens around the 10-yard line. He had the safety flat-footed there. He juked him out of his shoes and went on to pay dirt. Big 22-yard rush there by Owens for the first score of this game.
Extra point unit on for the Tigers. That's Herrera. Takes the snap and kick is up and it is through the uprights and good. The Tigers strike first. 7:29 remaining in the 1st quarter. We're going to step away and take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Sports Network.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations: Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is head coach Nate Moore for the Massillon Tigers, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Alumni Stadium at DeSales High School in Columbus. The Massillon Tigers, they strike first. The 22-yard touchdown run from Xavier Owens. And the Tigers lead 7-0. And the kickoff will go and bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, great second drive there for Massillon after the Stallions were able to stop them on the opening drive. Great response following that unsuccessful fourth down conversion attempt that DeSales tried to get.
And all that's going to do is open up the offense for the Tigers, because they're going to come out. They notice there is a weakness in the center of that defense for DeSales, and it's going to force the Stallions to bring an extra defender in the box if they're able to continue to run that way, and then that will open up the passing game for the Tigers. Second drive of the game for R.J. Day. 2 receivers to the right, to the left. He's back to pass. Swing route to the tailback, caught in the backfield, across the 20. Takes a big hit down to the 25-yard line. I'm going to say his name again because he is all over the field. Braylon Gamble is having himself a game early on. Excuse me. That was number 9, Jaden Williams, excuse me.
Yeah, they're both linebackers flying around out there. But nice 5-yard gain there on first down for DeSales. The pass went to John Hockaday, 6'1" senior.
So 2nd and 5, Day in the shotgun. Fakes, looking to throw. Now he's got to run. He's got pressure coming from the backside and is just going to throw that one away out of bounds. And it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. That was the thing coming into this game, Derek, is if the offensive line is going to be able to slow down the defensive front and the blitzing from Massillon's defense. And right now they haven't been able to do so.
Yeah, the defensive line able to penetrate the offense here, forcing Day to roll out to his right there and force to throw it away. Quick score update for the other regional semifinal in this region. Big Walnut up 7-0 over Canal Winchester in the first quarter.
3rd and 5 for the Stallions. Day takes the snap. He's back to pass, looking to his right. He's got pressure, and he's going to go down. He is sacked, and a penalty marker coming in late. And that's going to be a free first down for DeSales, a face mask on the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah, Day comes up without his hat there. Helmet came off as he was being brought down to the ground. So as you said, first down following the penalty on Massillon.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Tigers. 6:42 left in the first quarter. Massillon leads 7-0. This is St. Francis DeSales' second drive of the ball game. The Tigers scored on their second drive. And now they've got a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. But again, suffocating defense from Massillon. And just a couple mistakes. 4 penalties already for the Tigers. It's, they're winning 7-0. You want to try to minimize that, especially against a good team. But we'll see how the stout defense responds. 1st and 10 from the 40 for St. Francis DeSales. They send 2 receivers to the left, single wide out right. Day in the shotgun, man in motion now, and then they hand it off right up the middle. And coming in and making a great tackle, that was number 2. Christian Kohler, who did a great job on that play, stopping the running back, Brown, at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, after that first rush that the Stallions opened the game with, the run defense has been very, very stout for the Tigers here, keeping them to minimal or loss of yardage here as we've made our way through this first quarter.
So 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line for DeSales. They send 2 receivers to the left, 3 receivers. Trips bunch on the right-hand side. Day by himself in the shotgun. 3-man front for the Tigers. They run a quick wide receiver screen. Caught at the 40-yard line, across the 45. fighting forward and picking up 9 on the reception to the 49-yard line. Will make it 2nd and 1 for the Desales.
Yeah, it looks like they remarked it there at the 50-yard line, so they'll give them the first down. But John Hockaday fighting for every inch of that first down play.
That's good for a Stallion. First down. First and 10, Stallion.
This is Massillon's second road game of the year. You kind of thought maybe coming in that might be some little bit slowness. You know, they haven't really, furthest traveled game was to Tom Benson.
Yeah.
But they've come out, their defense is firing on all cylinders, and it's 1st and 10 at the midfield for Desales, and they turn, hand it off over the right-hand side. Defense coming up again and making them pay a loss of 1 on the carry, brought down by Devon Williams, Veach Williams with the stop.
Yeah, first time that we've called Williams' name there, but another loss on the rush attempt for Desales brings up 2nd down and 12 with 4:50 and counting.
Yeah, they gave him a loss of 2 on that play. With all the throwing that they did last week, they haven't really been able to move the football through the air at all here today, other than some little wide receiver screens and swing routes. They send 2 receivers to the left, single wide out to the right. Day takes, play action. He's going to keep it himself right up the middle and gets nowhere. There are 5 or 6 Massillon Tigers on R.J. Day as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it, and brings up a 3rd and 12 for the Stallions.
Yeah, ran the run-pass option there, decided to pull it back in, keep it himself, tried to go up the middle, but was met by 3 or 4 white helmets.
So 3rd and 12, ball at the Desales 48-yard line. They break the huddle, send a single wide out to the left-hand side. A wide out to the right, a wing on each side. Now they shift the one wing on the left out into the receiver position. Day, he's back to pass. He's rolling out to his left. He's got pressure. He's got room to run if he takes it. He is, and he's going to run out of bounds short of the line to gain. If they ran a fake punt, you know, the last time they had the ball, I have to imagine that they're going to go for it where they're at on the Massillon side of the field with the ball at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing the punt team out, but they did that last time and ran the fake punt with the up man taking the snap and trying to throw a jump pass over the middle. So looks like the Tigers defense prepared for another fake here. But
James Partlow on to punt for Desales.
Number 35, Chase White.
will punt and
that will bounce and take a Desales roll, and will go inside the 10-yard line and be down at around the 7-yard line. So great punt for Desales. That's what I thought they were going to do their first drive, you know, just play the field position game. There was no score. Instead, they gave Massillon great field position, and they were able to go in 2 or 3 plays and get in the end zone for pay dirt. Now they've got a long field. Let's see how this Tigers offense responds. I'd open it up and give it right to Owens up the middle again. But that's why I'm up here, Derek.
Right, yeah, right. And up here we are, up here on the roof of the press box down here in Columbus, but
I'm just happy it's a beautiful night.
absolutely.
So Patterson in the shotgun's got a running back on each side of him. He turned, hands it off up the middle, and gets to the second level, makes a man miss across the 15, still on his feet. He breaks more tackles and is all the way down to the 30-yard line. Xavier Owens is a man among boys out there tonight.
Yeah, looked like they had him wrapped up around the 20-yard line. Owens able to spin out of that and gain another 10 for the nice gain of 22 yards.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers out to the 30-yard line. That's one way to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. 3:21 left in the first quarter. Tigers 7, Stallions nothing. Patterson with Owens on his right. 2 receivers to the right, wing right. They turn, hand it off again. He bounces it over to the left-hand side. That is not Owens. That was Anthony McMillan, who will get a gain of, looks like they gave him 2 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 8 as Owens comes back in the game for the Tigers.
Yeah, hard to take Owens out after the first quarter he's had, but need to give him a breather, but he's right back out there here for the 2nd down and 8.
So Manny Patterson in the shotgun, Owens to his right. 2 receivers and a wing on the wide right, single wide out left. They check with the sidelines. 2:30 left in the first quarter. Patterson takes, hands it off to Owens, right up the middle again, across the 40, and will have enough to pick up the first down. He's getting 8, 9, 10 yards a pop on just his short runs.
Right, yeah. Yeah, he's busted off a few of 20-plus yards, but even when it looks like they're able to keep him under wraps, you look up and they're moving the chains for another first down.
So Patterson in the shotgun, Owens now on his left. Massillon moving from right to left. They hand it off to Owens. He bounces this one off to the right. Gets across the 45 to the 46 and picks up 5 or 6 on the carry. Another good run from Owens.
Yeah, able to keep the clock running and positive momentum here. Tigers relying on the run game here, and it's working.
2nd and 5. They give him 5 on that carry. Ball right in the middle of the hash marks. 2 receivers to the wide side right. Single wide out to, well, I guess it's both. 2 receivers to the right. There's no wide side. Single wide out left. Patterson in the shotgun. He turns, hands it off to McMillan right up the middle, and he'll fall forward and pick up 3 on the carry. Now it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Tigers.
Yeah, 3rd down here. It's been a while since they've been in that situation, but a very manageable 2 to go for the first down as Xavier Owens returns to the field.
And no reason to give it to anyone but Owens just to pick up the first down and move the chains. 2 receivers to the right, single wide out left. Owens on the right side of Patterson. He claps his hands and checks to the sidelines. Owen now goes on to the left side. Takes, hands off to Owens, right up the middle. He's across, takes a big hit. I don't know who came through, but hit him after the first down. That was Jonathan Brown, the running back, who came up and really put the wood on Owens, but not until he moves the chains. And Tigers have a first down at the Desales 45-yard line.
Yes, I'm running back trying there, but like you said, another 6 yards for Owens, another first down for the Tigers.
1st and 10 for Massillon. 2 receivers on the right-hand side, single wide out left. Patterson back to pass, little wide receiver screen on the right-hand side, and gain of 3 on the carry.
I think that was Deontay Moore there on the wide receiver screen.
Malone, Deontay Malone. There we go. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Massillon Tigers lead the DeSales Stallions 7-0. We're going to take a break. You are listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Alumni Stadium at St. Francis DeSales High School. 2nd quarter action just about to get underway. The Massillon Tigers lead 7-0. And Massillon will now be moving from left to right across your radio dial, your TV screen, or your phone or your tablet, however you're listening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Keller. He is Derek Dimmitt. Yep. I've only worked with you for how long, Derek? You think I'd know that now. So Massillon starts this one off. Hand off to Owens over the right-hand side, still on his feet. He will pick up 3 yards on the carry, and it'll be 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 3 for the Tigers.
Yeah, great stop there by the Stallions defense. One of the shortest runs that they've held Owens to here as we open the 2nd quarter. Do have some score updates that we'll get to after this play.
And we should have some stats coming in here as well shortly, so we will get to those. I have those. So a big 3rd down. They're going to go 3rd and 3 from the DeSales 38-yard line. Tigers with 2 running backs, one on each side of Patterson. And they turn, they hand it off, and he's going to break a tackle and fight for the first down. Where do they spot him? He's going to be a half yard short of the line to gain. And I have to imagine that Coach Moore will leave the offense out onto the field.
Yeah, right there, less than 1 yard to go there. Great stop there by Frankie McAllister of Desales.
That was McMillan with that last carry. Here we go, 4th and less than a yard. Patterson with Owens on one side, on his left, McMillan on the right. He takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Owens. Owens picks up the first down and more across the 30-yard line. They will mark him at the 28-yard line. First down for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice gain of 8 there by Owens. Picks up the first down and keeps the Tiger offense on the field. Let me get these scores here real quick. McKinley up 6-0 over Mentor with 3:33 left in the first quarter. After one, Mogador up 19-0 over East Canton.
Whoa.
No score at the West Branch Perry game at the end of
Did you
one.
say 19?
Yeah, 19-0.
Holy cow. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They hand it off right up the middle. McMillan, he runs over the linebacker, still on his feet across the 15-yard line. They're going to spot him right at the 15. Another first down for the Tigers, now inside the RG Drag red zone. Let's see here, rushing yards. Owens in the first quarter, 7 carries, 105 yards, 1 touchdown along a 36, averaging 15 yards a carry. This time they hand it off to McMillan right up the middle again, and the Tigers down to the 8-yard line. St. Francis Desales just does not have an answer for this running game.
Not at all, and you know, if you're Coach Wiggins, you look out there and, Owens is off the field, we can rest a little bit, not with McMillan running like this.
Massillon going hurry up, hand off to McMillan up the middle. He's going to fight and get pushed all the way down to the, the 2-yard line. And a first down for the Tigers. So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 2. 9:31 left in the first half. And Massillon kind of sped that offense up a little bit the last couple plays. Here we go again. McMillan still in the backfield to the left of Patterson. Turn, hands it off up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run from Anthony McMillan, and the Tigers lead 13-0 with the PAT to follow.
Yeah, first touchdown was Owens. This time it was McMillan just wearing down that defense of the Stallions, able to punch it through from 2 out with the point after coming.
So on to attempt Mateo Herrera, the PAT. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is no good. So he misses the PAT.
It's no good.
And with 9:13 left in the first half, the Massillon Tigers lead the St. Francis Desales Stallions 13-0. It's high school football presented by the Sarchone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
This is head coach Nate Moore for the Massillon Tigers, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Columbus, Ohio, St. Francis Desales High School for the Division II Region 7 Regional Semifinals matchup. Right now, the Massillon Tigers lead 13-0. Xavier Owens and along with Anthony McMillan have basically controlled this entire game, along with the stout defense for the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that Coach Moore's called, it's working right now for the Tigers.
And Mateo with the kickoff will bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and we'll see St. Francis Desales' third drive of the ball game will start at their 20-yard line. They haven't been able to do much offensively. You heard record-breaking numbers from R.J. Day coming in. The passing game is all swing routes and little slants and bubble screens. They haven't been able to run the ball except for that one run, the first play of the game. Massillon defense has really shut this team down.
Yeah, and they haven't had to bring any exotic blitzes or anything. It's pretty much their base defense and the front four wreaking havoc on Day.
So here we go. Day in the shotgun. Brown lined up behind him. And they hand it off to Brown over the left-hand side. Again, you see so many Tigers swarming the football.
Yeah, loss of one, I think there's where they'll put the forward progress there. But that Massillon Tiger defense, and with the long drives that the offense has had, they've been able to rest up and stay fresh, not having to sub in and out to keep fresh legs out there. So everything going the way Coach Moore and the Tigers want thus far tonight.
So Desales with the football, 2nd and 11. 2 receivers to the wide side right, single wide out left. Desales moving from right to left. Day back to pass. He's looking, throws, and it is caught. First down for Desales, and he brings that one in at the 34-yard line. That was Frankie McAllister with the reception.
Yeah, 6'5", 220 senior tight end. Day had time that time, set his feet, able to find McAllister as he was coming across the field along the sideline.
1st and 10 for the Stallions, ball at the 34. They send 2 receivers in tight right, single wide out left. Day in the shotgun, Brown to his right. Takes the snap, little toss out to the right-hand side. He's immediately hit. Again, a great read from Massillon's defense. That was number 35, Chase White. And a big loss on that play.
Yeah, trying to run the sweep there, trying to give Brown some space to get out there and make a move, but met right away by the defensive back.
That's twice they've tried to run that play, and Massillon's perimeter has done a good job of keeping that outside contained and coming right up, making a great tackle. 2nd and 14 now for the Stallions. Ball at their own 30-yard line. Day in the shotgun, Brown to his left. 2 receivers left, wing left. They turn, little handoff over the right-hand side, breaking a tackle across the 35, out across the 40-yard line. That was Jordan Karhoff, who had the big game at receiver last week, trying to find ways to get their star athletes the ball. A little misdirection there.
Yeah, nice little shovel pass there by Day. Finds Karhoff. First time that we've called Karhoff's name tonight. You mentioned last week, a big week for him and the Stallions offense. Coach Wiggins trying to find something to get the offense for the Stallions going.
3rd and 2 at the 42-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Day in the shotgun, Brown to his right. Day back to pass, looking for the slant route, and it's dropped. It would have been enough for the first down. Instead, Carson Kamerick drops the ball and sets up a 4th down, 4th and 2, and it's going to force the punting unit back onto the field for the Stallions.
Yeah, RJ Day kind of stood there by the line hoping to convince Coach Wiggins, but after attempting to go for it earlier and it failing, and Massillon already up 13-0, you want to try to flip the field here and hope your defense finds a way to stop this Tiger rushing attack.
So Malone and White back for the Tigers. Snap is back, punt is away. A high end-over-end punt, fair catch called for and taken at the 26-yard line. And if you know anything about Massillon's special teams, the punter for St. Francis DeSales, James Partlow, he's going to have to get that punt off a little sooner. They like to go after it, and if they send pressure, he's not going to have that much time to get rid of the ball and punt it away. I kind of get the feeling the Tigers see that too, and you're going to see them go after that at some point during the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Looked like he took about 3 steps there. Got off a beautiful punt there, left-footed punter, but yeah, as you mentioned, Massillon may look to exploit that here as this game goes on.
6:44 left in the first half. Tigers with the ball moving left to right. They hand it off to Owens right up the middle across the 30-yard line. And another 7-yard run for Owens will bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Tigers. 6:28 remaining in the first half. They gave him 6 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 4 now. Massillon leads 13-0. Patterson and Owens in the backfield. Owens on his right. Two receivers to the left, single wide out to the right-hand side. And a false start on the Tigers will negate a little bit of that previous run, and it'll take them back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 9 now for the Tigers.
Yeah, the third pre-snap penalty on the Tiger offense, so that's been about the only thing that's stopped this momentum that the Tigers have thus far in this game. The Stallions defense struggling to find stops.
So 2nd and 9 on their own 28-yard line. Patterson and Owens in the pistol. They turn, hand it off to Owens. Bounces it to the right-hand side behind the right tackle, and he'll pick up a couple. Looks like they'll give him 3. Now it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers.
Yeah, big opportunity here for the Stallions defense. Try to stop the Tigers before they're able to get another first down, keep this drive going. Desales will receive the opening kickoff of the second half, so if you're Coach Wiggins looking to try to build some momentum before you head into the half here.
3rd and 6, 5:20 left in the half. Patterson and Owens in the backfield. Owens to his left. Two receivers in wing left, single wide out right. Patterson back to pass. He's looking to his right. Here comes the comeback route, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Gio Jackson. Defending on the play was Caleb Johnson, and will force the punting unit for the Tigers.
Yeah, that pass came out about 105 miles per hour there. Patterson hasn't had to go to the air very often, and maybe got a little overzealous there on that pass attempt.
So 4th and 6 for Massillon, punting unit on the field, and the run up and an end over end kick, and the fair catch called for and taken at the 39-yard line of Desales. So they'll have the ball with 5:02 remaining in the quarter, in the first half, 1st and 10.
Yeah, good job there by Dax Middleton of the Stallions to make that fair catch. He had a blocker right in his way, so a little dicey there on that fair catch, but RJ Day and the Stallions offense coming out with pretty good field position here.
They'll start at their own 40-yard line. They send two receivers to the right, two to the left. Day in the shotgun with Brown to his left. Man in motion from right to left. Three receivers on the left-hand side. Day back to pass. Little wide receiver screen. Caught on the play. That was Dax Middleton. But again, great job from Massillon coming up and making the tackle. Was Deontay Malone.
Yeah, Malone's had a couple of nice stops here for the Tigers here on the outside cornerback position. But a positive play for the Stallions. So if you're Coach Wiggins, just trying to find something that you can build on here.
They send three receivers to the right after a gain of two. Single wide out left. Day and Brown in the backfield. Brown on the right-hand side. Back to pass is Day. He's looking. Little out route caught and out of bounds. Got to be careful. Little things like that could easily, especially in a game like this, be a 15-yard penalty. Swatted at the ball.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the receiver's hands after he was out of bounds, but a first down for the Stallions.
Yeah, Carhoff with the first down reception there, but yeah, close to some extracurriculars.
And they throw another little wide receiver quick pass. That was caught by Jonathan Brown. And is there a penalty?
I don't see the flag. Oh, here on the sideline.
I think
looks
it's
like
a false start on. Oh, a hold. So a hold on St. Francis Desales. That'll take them back to their own 40-yard line.
Yeah,
I think that's their first penalty of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they may have had one on their second drive, illegal motion, but Massillon definitely the more penalized of the two teams thus far tonight. A first down and 20, though, for the Stallions here with 4:13 left in the first half.
So they break the huddle. Ball on the left hash. Two receivers to the right. Day takes. Hands off to Brown. Ball's on the ground, and it's Massillon Tiger football. The Massillon Tigers coming up with the fumble recovery. Isaac Maxheimer.
Yeah, Maxheimer right there waiting for the ball. Keep a nice bounce right into his hands, and the Tigers offense coming back out here looking to extend their lead before halftime.
And you talked about Desales trying to build some momentum going into halftime, getting the ball at the end of the second half. You give Massillon now a short field at the DeSales 40-yard line with 4 minutes to go, and they have a chance to make this 20-0 going into halftime. So how quickly a game can turn from, potentially, maybe coming back into the game to being down even more now. Massillon with Patterson in the shotgun, Owens to his left, 2 receivers and a wing on the left. Tigers moving from left to right. They hand it off to Owens, right up the middle, breaking tackles, another 11-yard gain. It looks like they'll give him 10, but enough for the first down as Owens gets to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Xavier Owens having himself quite the first half here. After first quarter was already north of 100 yards. He's only added to that here in the second quarter.
Coming up at halftime, we'll send it back to the station, get some news from Jeff Mears, bring it back here, get you some scores and first half stats. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the DeSales 30-yard line. Patterson takes, hands it off to Owens over the left-hand side, waiting for some of his blockers to get up there, and another 9-yard run from Owens, just a yard outside the RG Drag red zone.
Kind of reminds me of Ezekiel Elliott. He used to, feed me. I'm surprised he's not looking over to Coach Moore and the offensive staff of the Tigers. Keep feeding me because it's working.
He's a very patient runner, too, when he has to be. Like, he can wait for his blocks to get there and to create the hole. He's not too overzealous. They hand it off to Owens again over the left-hand side, across the 15, bounces it out to the numbers, 10-5, touchdown Tigers! A 21-yard touchdown run from Xavier Owens, and the Tigers are up 19-0 with a PAT to follow.
Yeah, 21 yards untouched, went right off the left side, had the field wide open. Great blocking on the outside by the receivers, great blocking by the offensive line to create those holes, and Xavier Owens, as he's done all night, found the hole and hit it.
Mateo Herrera on for the PAT. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 2:58 remaining in the first half. The Massillon Tigers lead the St. Francis DeSales Stallions 20-0. We're going to take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations: Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to St. Francis DeSales High School in Columbus, Ohio. The Division II Region 7 regional semifinals. The Massillon Tigers lead 20-0. 2:58 remaining in the first half. I'm Ryan Keller. This is Derek Dimmitt. Thank you for joining us tonight. And the kickoff from the Tigers will bounce and just get into the end zone. And DeSales has to be careful because once that ball goes over their head and they're standing about the 10-yard line, they don't touch it. They just kind of walk forward. If he's able to put a little backspin on that kick, Massillon has a chance to get down there and recover that as an onside kick.
Yeah, a few quick score updates here as the Stallions offense comes onto the field. Big Walnut now up 21-0 over Canal Winchester in the other Region 7 semifinal.
St. Francis DeSales with the ball, 1st and 10. Day in the shotgun, Brown to his right, 2 receivers on each side. Now they move a man in motion from left to right. Day back to pass, looking for the quick slant. And that's going to bounce up into the air and almost be intercepted. It falls incomplete. Coming up and making the defensive play, Deontay Malone got a hand on that, and the ball bounced up in the air and falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, able to sneak his hand in there on the quick slant, pop it up, and almost into the linebacker's hands, but luckily for the Stallions, it fell incomplete.
So they break the huddle, send 3 receivers to the right-hand side, single wide out to the left. Day in the shotgun with Brown to his right. Back to pass. He's looking to the left. Throws a fade route up, and it is going to be pass interference is going to be called. The intended receiver It was Jordan Karhoff. Defending on the play was Deontay Malone, and they're going to get Malone with the PI.
Yeah, wasn't able to get his head turned around there in time, jostling for position with Karhoff, and the referee threw the flag, so we'll have a first down for the Stallions.
The ball was slightly underthrown a little bit too, which made it so that the receiver was trying to come back for it as well, and with Malone not turning his head, that's what that got the PI on him. So 1st and 10 for DeSales at the 25-yard line. They go 3 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Empty backfield for R.J. Day. Now they shift. Bring Brown into the backfield, send a receiver on the right-hand side, so trips right. Back to pass. Here comes the screen, and that was read decently well by Massillon. Brown gets to the 40-yard line, so he'll pick up a 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Stallions.
Great recovery there by the front 4 of the Tigers, able to peel back and get to the running back there on that screen play, keeping the gain only to 5. Quick scores across our network here. Mogador up 33-0 over East Canton, so if that score holds, they're in the second quarter, but will be a running clock in the second half. And McKinley up 6-3 over Mentor in the second quarter.
It's 20-0 here. Massillon over St. Francis. Day back to pass, throws an out route, and that the receiver was not ready for that ball, and it falls incomplete. Defending on the play, Christian Collar with a good defensive play. 3rd and 5 now for DeSales.
And another big third down for Coach Wiggins and the Stallions here. Just under 2 minutes left with 1:59. You still have all 3 timeouts. Just trying to get on the board. You get the ball to start the second half. So a great opportunity here to try to heal some of the momentum that the Tigers have built here through the first half.
So 3rd and 5 at the DeSales 40-yard line. They send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Brown to the right side of Day. Day back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle. Throws it. And it's picked off by the Tigers. The big man going up and bringing that one down. That was Zayshawn Murray. Read that screen perfectly. And it's Tigers football with 1:53 left in the first half. And they will start this drive at the 37-yard line of DeSales.
What an interception there. Not able to get the pass rush. Falls back a little bit, gets his hands up, maybe just to knock it down, able to haul it in, brings out this high-powered Tigers offense. They have all 3 timeouts left here. 1:53 left. You have the ball at the DeSales 37-yard line, looking to extend this lead.
Every time you have said DeSales is trying to steal the momentum, Massillon does something to get the ball back. Last time it was a fumble, now the interception. Patterson with McMillan in the backfield. And they look to throw. They swing it over into the left-hand side. Caught, getting across the 30, 25, still on his feet, and finally driven out of bounds. That was Deontay Malone, and he gets all the way down to the 21-yard line of DeSales. First down, Tigers, right outside the RG Drag red zone.
Yeah, Patterson hasn't had to throw the ball too often here in the first half. They opened the first drive looking to get the air game going, but have relied on the run, but opening this drive on through the air.
2 receivers to the right, wing and receiver to the left. Handed off to McMillan. He dances, gets across the 15-yard line, down to the 14. Now inside the RG Drag red zone. They'll move him forward another yard. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, even when it looks like the Stallions get them wrapped up and brought down with only a gain of 4 or 5, the Tiger running back's able to fall forward for the additional yardage.
Patterson in the shotgun, McMillan to his right. They turn, hand it off again, right up the middle, and he just plows over the safety and into the end zone for the score. What a run! What a way to finish! McMillan! Oh my goodness!
A McMillan or a Mack truck. I'm not sure which one just ran through the safety there, but another touchdown for the Tigers. It's been Owens, it's been McMillan, it's been Owens, now McMillan again. 4 touchdowns all on the ground by their 2 running backs for the Tigers.
What a way to finish a run. Unbelievable. Massillon now leads 26-0, 106 left. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 1:06 left in the first half. The Tigers lead 27-0. We will take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is head coach Nate Moore for the Massillon Tigers, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And we are back at St. Francis de Sales High School at Alumni Field. Massillon Tigers lead 27-0 in the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals. 1:06 left in the half. Massillon kicking off. And it will be fielded at the 10-yard line. Across the 20, 25, 30. Gets to the 31-yard line, and that's where the DeSales will take over first and 10. Just under a minute left in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll send it back to the station. Get some news from Q92 News' Jeff Mears. We'll bring it back here, get you some first half stats, and jump around the scoreboard, give you some updates on some of the other game, the regional semifinals going on across the state of Ohio. DeSales trails 27-0. They break the huddle. R.J. Day empty. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He takes the snap, rolling out to his right. He's got pressure, just throws that one out of bounds. He has had no time to really throw today. Nothing downfield. All of his passes have probably been within 7 or 8 yards. There's been nothing downfield. He just hasn't had the time, Derek.
Yeah, a couple of times he's had to roll out to his right there as he did that time, and that's second or third time that he's just opted to throw it into the sideline to live to play another down. But the Tigers defense stopping him on the ground, stopping him through the air. The Stallions unable to get anything going here in the first half.
52 seconds remaining in the first half. The Tigers lead 27-0. Brown on the right side of R.J. Day in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, to the left. Day back to pass. He's looking to his left. Throws it out into the flat. That's caught. Gets across the 35 down to the 36-yard line. That was Blake Donnelly with the reception. And that will be short of the line to gain for the first down, but DeSales will take a timeout with 42 seconds, and this timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Yeah, if you're DeSales, once again, on offense here, not able to get anything going, 42 seconds left before half, just trying to, get some progress. They get the ball to start the second half. So,
well, even when they ran, a couple screens to try to take advantage of the pressure from the defensive line and the linebackers, Massillon read it perfectly and got an interception off of it. They've tried short where they pick up a couple yards, but the drive seems to always stall out. They haven't been able to run the football. There's no downfield passing attack. And Massillon's defense has done a fantastic job tonight as they lead 27-0 with 42 seconds left in the half. DeSales sends 3 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left. Day by himself. Takes the snap. He's looking left. Little slant. Caught. Cross midfield down to the 48-yard line. That was number 2, Caleb Johnson for DeSales. And do we have another timeout? We do. DeSales takes another timeout. 36 seconds left in the first half. Again, this timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Is this going to be DeSales' first play on Massillon's side of the field?
That wouldn't surprise me.
I believe so, because their first drive was their best one thus far, and they went for it.
Oh, the fake punt.
Yeah.
It was right at midfield.
Yeah. So this is first time DeSales able to cross the threshold at midfield. 36 seconds left, 1 timeout remaining if you're DeSales. So
And for Massillon, you're okay giving up that short slant. They're dropping, they're putting extra guys back in the secondary. They're okay giving up that quick slant, make you use your timeouts. And now you've got one timeout left. You can't really work the middle of the field a whole lot because there's only 36 seconds left in the half. So Massillon's defense knows that they're going to have to work the sidelines a little bit, and we'll see what St. Francis DeSales does here. 1st and 10 at the 48. At the Tiger 48. Day back to pass. He's looking to his left. And that one is going to be overthrown and picked off. Picked off by the Massillon Tigers at the 10-yard line. He breaks the tackle. He's still running. Across the 15, 20. He's got blockers ahead. Across the 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet. Across midfield. Brought down at the 44-yard line.
Deontay Malone, we've called his name a couple of times. Day, the first time that he's looked deep, overthrew his receiver. Malone able to rush ahead, get the interception down around the 10 or so yard line. Big return, some huge blocks by Massillon, freeing Malone up and puts the ball in DeSales territory.
And the Tigers have 3 timeouts remaining with 15 seconds left on the clock, and they'll start this drive at the DeSales 44-yard line. And they've got time to put more points up on the board before halftime. We'll see if they keep it on the ground with Owens and then use the timeout, or if they just let it rip. Patterson in the shotgun, Owens to his left. Man in motion from right to left. And they hand it off to him. He's looking to throw. He throws it back to Patterson. And that ball is going to be live. And it's off into the races and into the end zone for the score. John Hockaday. They tried to do some trickery, throwing it back to Patterson. That pass was low, and it was a backward pass. It is considered a fumble, a live football, scoop and score. And talk about getting back into the ball game. That's just what DeSales needed.
Yeah, we talked throughout this quarter about DeSales trying to find something to swing the momentum their way before half, and it's a trick play fumble for the Tigers that does it. Hockaday, great job picking that bounce up on that fumble, rumbling down the field for the Stallions touchdown.
And the PAT attempt for DeSales, snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 4 seconds remaining in the first half. We went from talking about, is Massillon going to be able to get another score up? And now, every time we've talked about one team doing something, the other team does the complete opposite. It's been like a commentator's curse game the entire first half.
Yes, absolutely. As you said, we need to stop predicting, and people start throwing stuff at their TVs as we predict what may happen. But if you're Tigers, you don't let that mistake, compound here. You got 4 seconds left. DeSales set to kick off here. You don't want to do anything that affects the lead even more. You're up 27-7 here. Go into halftime with a nice lead. Regroup, but
so on to kick off for St. Francis DeSales. Elvis Castel Alvarado, the senior kicker, and he has got a leg on him as that ball travels deep into the end zone and will be a touchback. I don't know if you're Coach Moore, do you come out and just take a knee and go into halftime, or do you just throw one deep and see what happens? I mean, it's been kind of a big hit, big play game so far.
Yeah, I think after that mishap on their last offensive play, if I'm Coach Moore, I'm taking a knee. I'm going into halftime up 27-7, regrouping and having your stout defense come out to start the second half.
Yeah, DeSales deferred after winning the opening coin toss, and the Tigers started the first half with the ball. They will come out and take a knee, and that's going to be the end of the first half. In the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals, it's halftime. The Massillon Tigers lead St. Francis DeSales by a score of 27-7. We're going to take a break and then send it right back to the studio, get the news from Jeff Mears, bring it back here, get you some first half stats and some scores from the other games going on in the state. Halftime, Massillon 27, DeSales 7. It's high school football presented by the Sarchone Auto Group on Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. Several school districts say the boxes of records returned by former Stark County Educational Service Center attorney Mary Jo Shannon Slick don't match what they expected. Court records state the districts reported receiving fewer documents than the amount of legal work done over the years. The service center is suing Shannon Slick, accusing her of taking and shredding files before she was fired last month. She denies destroying any records, and her attorney calls the case retaliation. The case is moving to mediation with a trial set for October 5th. A judge has extended an order blocking Shannon Slick from disposing of any material. Police reports detail disturbing conditions at a Jackson Township home where officers say they found an emaciated dog. Today, the woman accused in that case stood before a judge. 22-year-old Sarai Langton was arraigned in Massillon Municipal Court on a misdemeanor animal cruelty charge and entered a not guilty plea. The charge stems from an October 16th call to a Foxhaven Avenue Northwest address. A judge issued a warrant after finding probable cause in the complaint. Langton was released on a recognizance bond, and her pretrial hearing is set for December 9th. The village of Minerva has closed the community center on Brock Avenue until further notice due to concerns about the building's structural condition. The decision was made out of an abundance of caution after a recommendation from the Stark County Building Department. Administrator Greg Meidinger says the village is now working with the county to assess the structural issues and determine what's needed to ensure public safety. Minerva is also forming a community center steering committee to help evaluate options for the facility's future. Massillon Township trustees honored 4 firefighters during Thursday's meeting. WDPN's David Schur reports.
Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital gave special recognition to Fire Captain Don Johnson and firefighter paramedics David Hatlis, Robert Bonner, and Christopher Hendershot for their exceptional dedication to duty in the delivery of a baby boy on September 2nd in the parent's car. Trustees also approved a $1,350 payment to Youngstown Safety Forces Foundation for the firefighter EMS instructor certification for Alexandra Brown, bills totaling $30,457, and contracts for a 5-year security system with Media 144 and for the authorized destruction of public documents by a company called You Shredded.
The Timken Company is extending its century-long dividend streak. The Jackson Township-based manufacturer has declared a 35-cent per share quarterly dividend payable December 5th to shareholders of record November 25th. Timken has paid a dividend every quarter since 1922, making it one of the longest payout runs on the New York Stock Exchange. The company says 2025 will mark its 12th straight year of annual dividend growth. Timken, which makes engineered bearings and industrial motion products, reported $4.6 billion in sales last year. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We've posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
Kent State University has updated its winter weather policy after a student-led push to better protect campus safety in extreme cold. The change came after Student Government President Ivory Kendrick presented a proposal detailing frostbite risks and how students could be exposed while walking between buildings. The Record Courier reports university officials agreed, lowering the wind chill threshold for canceling or delaying classes from -20 to -15 degrees. Administrators said the proposal was well-researched and fits Kent State's Students First policy. By comparison, the University of Akron still considers closures when wind chills hit -20 or colder. A federal judge is pressing forward with the East Palestine train derailment settlement after an appeal was dismissed. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals threw out challenges from some residents and businesses who opposed the deal, saying their filings lacked jurisdiction and they failed to pay an $850,000 appeal bond. In federal court Thursday, Judge Benita Pearson said victims have waited too long for their payouts. About 55,000 people are expected to share in the $600 million settlement, but there's still no date for disbursement. The case stems from the 2023 Norfolk Southern derailment in East Palestine. Boardman police are investigating a major romance scam after a local woman lost thousands of dollars. The woman told police she met a man on Facebook who claimed to be in the logging business and asked for money over several months for supposed equipment problems and a lost credit card. Investigators say the victim transferred more than $220,000 from her Fidelity account before realizing it was a scam. She managed to stop one transfer to a Colorado bank where a private investigator is now trying to track down the suspect. The woman has closed her accounts and is working with police as the case continues. Youngstown police say one of two men shot Sunday night on the city's south side has died. 40-year-old Kenny Stanton died at St. Elizabeth Health Center from gunshot wounds he suffered just before 11 at a store at Market Street and West Midlothian Boulevard. A second man was also shot and treated at the hospital. Stanton's death brings Youngstown's homicide total to 10 for the year. There were 22 at this time in 2024. The Highway Patrol says a Pennsylvania woman was killed in a crash Thursday night in Trumbull County. Troopers say 50-year-old Holly Markin of Beaver Falls died after her car was hit while she was turning from Route 422 onto State Route 305 in Southington Township just before 6:30. The driver and passenger in the other vehicle were taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Multiple fire departments and the sheriff's office assisted at the scene. A section of 422 was temporarily closed. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, right after the forecast from Mark Johnson at 3 News. I'm Jeff Mears.
We've got a warm front moving in overnight. May stir up a little isolated shower. Otherwise, a lot of clouds. Our low 42. Saturday, scattered rain, cloudy skies, warmer 62. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Alumni Stadium in Columbus at St. Francis de Sales High School. It's halftime of the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals. Massillon Tigers lead the DeSales Stallions 27-7. And Derek's got some first half stats for you.
Yeah, we'll start with the hosts, the St. Francis de Sales Stallions, who are down on the scoreboard 27-7. RJ Day 8 of 17 through the air, 2 interceptions though, 67 yards on the ground. It's been on the ground. It's been Jonathan Brown, 5 attempts for 10 yards. Jordan Carhoff on that end around, 1 attempt for 12 yards. He's the leading rusher. Through the air, it's been John Hockaday. He had 2 receptions for 15 yards. Frankie McAllister, 1 reception, 15 yards. Caleb Johnson, 1 for 15 as well. Flipping it over now to the Massillon Tigers. Leading rusher Xavier Owens, we called his name a lot tonight, 15 attempts, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns with a long of 36. Anthony McMullen Jr., 10 attempts, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns, his longest of 13. Manny Patterson, 3 of 6 through the air, but really hasn't had to do much through the air with the ground game working as it is. On those 3 of 6, he has 34 yards. He's found Deontay Moore 2 times for 18 yards. Geo Jackson 1 time for 16. The big play for the Stallions right before half, it was Hockaday picking up the scoop and score on the end around, pass back to Manny Patterson. Coach Moore and the Tigers trying to do some trickery right before the half, extend the lead. Unfortunately for them, the pass back was a little short. Hockaday able to pick up that fumble and return it for the Stallions only score in the first half.
All right, let's jump into some highlights from that first half. Massillon Tigers got on the board first, 7:29 left in the first quarter. It was Xavier Owens breaking the 0-0 tie to get the Tigers on the board first. Hands it off to Owens up the middle. He's got room to run. Cuts it back to the outside. 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. 22-yard touchdown run from Xavier Owens. The Tigers then went to McMillan and let him get on the board. 9:13 left in the second quarter. 2-yard touchdown run. Turn, hands it off up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run from Anthony McMillan, and the Tigers lead 13-0 with the. After that, Xavier Owens got it again. This time, 13 yards for Owens. This took the Massillon Tigers after the PAT was missed on their second score. Next score, 2:58 left in the first half.
Next up, we move into
they hand it off to Owens again over the left-hand side, across the 15, bounces it out to the numbers, 10-5, touchdown Tigers! A 21-yard touchdown run from Xavier Owens, and the Tigers are up 19-0 with a PAT to follow. And then after a turnover, Anthony McMillan, he gets another score onto the board. 1:06 left in the first half. Patterson in the shotgun, McMillan to his right. They turn, hand it off again, right up the middle, and he just plows over the safety and into the end zone for the score. What a run! What a way to finish! McMillan! Oh my goodness! And then St. Francis de Sales gets their first points of the game with 4 seconds remaining in the first half on a turnover from the Tigers. and they hand it off to him. He's looking to throw. He throws it back to Patterson, and that ball is going to be live, and it's off into the races and into the end zone for the score. John Hockaday. And that gets us to where we're at, 27-7, the Tigers lead. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're going to jump into the scoreboard and talk about some of the other games going on the Q92 Sports Network, and then, of course, just games in the state of Ohio as well. You are listening to high school football. It's halftime on the Q92 Sports Network, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Alumni Stadium at St. Francis de Sales High School in Columbus. It's halftime in the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals between the St. Francis de Sales and the Massillon Tigers. Massillon up 27-7. I'm going to try to get some other scores for you here in the area, and just part of the Q92 Sports Network. There's a whole bunch of scores coming in, and we'll talk about Big Walnut and Canal Winchester. The winner of that game will face the winner of this game next week. Neutral site location. If Massillon advances, there's a good chance it's going to end up in Mansfield. That seems to be the ground for a Columbus team and a Stark County team to meet. Big Walnut's currently leading 28-0 in that game. Let's see here. Why is it not giving me just high school scores? I'm new to this app. I'm very new to this app. West Jefferson and Fort Frye 20-20. Upper Arlington 6, Pickering Central 10. Jackson Ironman 14, London Red Raiders 14. Can I just get football? Like, it's mixing all this other stuff in here. I don't want any of that stuff. Who would have thought? I feel like such an old person struggling with technology. It's kind of crazy.
Live radio.
Obviously. This is the first game you and I have called together, Derek.
Right.
This is usually how halftime goes. You've got to be better at this than me, right?
I don't know.
Well,
we're going to figure it out.
Let's just do the scores in our area. I can do that one easy. The scores for the teams that we have playing.
Yeah, we got Mogador up 40-7 at half over East Canton. CVCA up 24-0 over Akron East. Let's see here.
I've got McKinley 10, Menor 3 at half. That's the only one I got.
Hoban is up 35-3 over Hudson at halftime.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, that's one in this division.
Who's the Avon? Avon's the other one, right?
Yeah. Scrolling here. Garraway up 18-7 over Doughton. Kirtland up 21-7 over Smithville, the Smithies. Glenville up 7-3 over Minter Lake Catholic.
Wow. What's the West Branch score? Do we have West Branch?
I'm not seeing it on here, and I haven't got one from our AM team. So last we heard it was 0-0. Walsh Jesuit up 35-7 over Austintown Fitch.
Wow.
At the half. Triway up 21-14 at the half. Avon Wadsworth, no score update on Max Preps for that one, so unfortunately we don't have score update there. Poland Seminary tied at 14 with Girard at the half. Rocky River 28-21 over Buckeye at half. St. Xavier 10, Archbishop Moeller 10 down there, Battle of Cincinnati. Toledo Central Catholic up 34-0. Upper Arlington here's Max Prep score. It says Pickerington Central 74, Upper Arlington 40 in the 9th overtime. So you cannot believe everything you read on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Big Walnut up 28-0 at the half. As we have mentioned throughout the night, the winner of this game squares off with that one. As you said, if the score holds for both of those two teams likely to square off somewhere in the Mansfield area.
All right, I got an idea. So you can head over to all of our social medias, Facebook, YouTube, X, and all the games are being broadcast there. We'll go to our live broadcast and see if we've got a score. Perry 6, West Branch nothing.
Okay.
And they are at halftime, I believe. So West Branch needs to rally in the second half, it says, unless they're not keeping up to date on their score. It says Perry 6, West Branch nothing at halftime. So that's great for West Branch to go up there, to travel to Perry, and to face a really, really, really good Lake Perry team. I have to say Lake Perry.
Right.
Because I don't want to say Perry, because there's a Massillon Perry
right.
as well, where most of our listening audience. I want to talk, too, real quick, as the Massillon Tigers are making their way back onto the field. So we are on top of the home press box here, and Massillon is on the other side of the field. So the field is 53 yards long. Got probably another 20, 30 yards on this side. And then they have to walk another 200 yards to their locker room, down a black-topped road from the school locker room all the way to where the field is. There is not a locker room. Does Desales have to walk that too?
I think theirs is over.
Desales?
I'm not sure where they.
I didn't see them walking, but they might have. But it's a long walk for these players to get to and back out after halftime.
Yeah, the baseball field right behind us, in between the football stadium and the school where the Massillon Tigers locker room is for tonight. So you know how big a baseball field is. So it gives you an idea of the distance from here.
350 to right?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to call a baseball game from up here. You wouldn't be able to tell balls and strikes as much, but it'd be cool to call a baseball game from up here. And we lucked out because it is a beautiful night. I had layers. I've got like thermal long johns on, my Under Armour long johns on underneath. I've got insulated pants.
I have a reusable hand warmer.
I brought 5 or 6 mega hand warmers up. I thought it was going to be, cold, and it has turned out to be a beautiful, beautiful night for football. And even I'm glad we're calling a game up here. I went down in the press box at halftime. It is very crowded. There is a ton of space up here. As long as the weather's nice, this is a perfect vantage point to call a football game. I'm literally standing almost right at the 50-yard line. The only thing is we got stools instead of chairs. But, hey, big shout-out to St. Francis DeSales administration for getting us a spot to call this game. There was a lot of media who was trying to get in here. Thank you to the Massillon Tigers for having us, be able to come down and call their game. David Goff for Massillon is one of the best. I don't know if he's an AD, an SID, whatever his job is. He always takes care of us, getting us stats getting roster changes. I was up here talking to him before the game. He is head and shoulders the best at what he does, and cannot thank him enough, and appreciate the hospitality from St. Francis DeSales as well. And it's a beautiful night for football. Let's talk a little bit about the first half. Massillon, first couple drives, the first drive for each team, kind of a little feeling out. DeSales tried to get that momentum, get that big hit quick with the fake punt. Didn't work out. Massillon read it perfectly, and then it turned into the Xavier Owens show, and he had 107 yards in the first half, had an additional 50 in the second half, but then they switched over to McMillan, and you think Owens is out of the game. It's our chance to kind of stop the run a little bit, and he did. He had just as great of first half as Owens did, each of them with 2 scores.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns on the ground for each Tiger running back. Still thinking about that big hit that McMillan laid on the poor safety. He was there about the 3-yard line.
He was right at the goal.
Yeah, he was squared, ready to tackle him, and next thing you knew, he was on his back, looking up like a turtle on the back of his shell.
And it was a great finish to a run, and that's McMillan saw that free safety was on his heels a little bit. He was flat-footed, wasn't moving, was just standing there. That's fair. You as a running back, those are the type of plays that you dream of. You want to have that. DeSales able to get on the board on a trick play that didn't work out for the Massillon Tigers. They did a little end around and then a throw back to Patterson. The ball skipped on the ground and was scooped up by the defense for DeSales, and that put them on the board. Gets us to the 27-7. Massillon will be kicking off. DeSales will get the ball to start the second half, and my favorite part, I talk about this on every broadcast I've done, is I love halftime adjustments. I love seeing how the coaches kind of see what they saw in the first half and what are they going to do to counter punch and throw an additional punch, maybe show something that you didn't show in the first half. And we're going to get to see it. If you're DeSales, you're getting the ball. You can make this a 13-point game if you're able to score. And if you're the Tigers, you just want to keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tiger defense has been all over the place, all over the Stallions. They've been in the backfield wreaking havoc on RJ Day, not able to get much going on the offense. As we've said, the only score for DeSales thus far came as a result of a fumble recovery return for a touchdown. So even though DeSales is on the scoreboard, it's not anything that the Tiger defense did. And special teams has been great thus far for the Tigers as well. It's been 3 phases that have been working well for Massillon, and looking forward to the second half.
Matea Herrera on to kick off for the Tigers. Massillon moving from left to right. DeSales from right to left. This will be fielded at the 3-yard line. On the left side, across the 10. Gets to the hash, and will be tackled at the 21-yard line. That's where DeSales will take over 1st and 10.
Tackle by number 43, Kid Fowler.
Interesting to see, as you were saying, they come out of halftime, you make your halftime adjustments. Interesting to see what Coach Wiggins and his offensive staff have drawn up here for RJ Day and the Stallions.
As they break the huddle, DeSales moving from right to left. They start this drive on the left hash. 2 receivers to the right, wing and wide out to the left. Now they move and shift, and we've got a penalty marker. And that's going to be a false start on St. Francis DeSales. That'll push him back to the 16-yard line.
Exactly what you don't want if you're Coach Wiggins and the Stallions. You come out at halftime, you had a little bit of momentum going into halftime with the big fumble recovery for a touchdown. Bring the offense out, and before you even run a play, it's a false start.
2 receivers to the wide side right, wing right. Single wide out left. Day in the shotgun with Brown. They hand it off to Brown right up the middle, and he will pick up 2 on the carry. And I want to talk real quick, too, about, we talked about the stats at halftime. Total offensive plays and yards. Massillon 32 for 249. DeSales 28 plays for only 93 yards. Owens had more rushing yards in the first quarter than DeSales had in the entire first half.
Yeah, not surprising with the way he played through that first quarter, and then he had some nice runs in the second quarter. It was kind of overshadowed by what McMullen was able to do, but
So 2nd and 14 for Desales. Man in motion from right to left. Day back to pass. He's looking. Again, another little out route caught. And maybe 2 yards on the reception. You know, Day had 482 yards passing last week. So coming into this game, I expected this big sling it around, throw it wherever you can passing attack. I just haven't seen it, and I think a big part of that is the defense for the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, the weather couldn't be more perfect for a mid-November night in Ohio, so it's not the weather that's keeping this Stallions offense grounded.
So 3rd and 11. Day back to pass. He's now rolling out to his left. He's got no help on this side. He's got to run it himself, and he will be close to the line to gain, but I think he's going to be about 1.5 yards short. Whoa, they just changed the spot.
Yeah, we'll see where
now they moved it back. So they moved it back to the 27 yard. Oh, I did it. 27-yard line.
Somewhere around there.
You know there's a little kid somewhere moving his hands up and down. I apologize.
You're welcome, Mom and Dad.
4th down for Desales. They'll bring the punting unit out onto the field. 2 players deep for the Tigers, standing at their own 39-yard line. The snap is back. And a bad kick, a super, very, very high kick will bounce but take a good roll. That ball hit right at midfield and then took a crazy bounce and rolled all the way down to the Tiger 34-yard line. They will take over their 1st and 10.
Yeah, we mentioned a little bit there in the second quarter about the length of time that the Desales punter takes before punting it. Massillon brought about 3 or 4 in on a rush there, maybe just enough to kind of force him to kick that one a little higher than what he wanted, but a great bounce for the Stallions as the Tigers offense comes out.
I think that was a feel out to see if we can go block this next time. Tigers with the ball, 1st and 10, handed off to Owens right up the middle, and he'll pick up 9 on the carry. Massillon moving from left to right across whatever screen device you are listening on. Once again, I'm Ryan Keller. This is Derek Dimmitt. Thank you for joining us tonight. 9:48 left in the 3rd quarter. Massillon leads 27-7. 2nd and 1 for the Tigers. I'd like to see him maybe go deep here. Nope, handed off to Owens right up the middle. He's going to take it deep as he bounces it out to the left-hand side. He's off to the races across the 25-20, 15-10. Finally brought out of bounds at the 10-yard line inside the RG drag red zone. Why throw it deep when your running back can take it deep?
Yeah, 46, or maybe they'll mark it at the 9, 47 yards there for Xavier Owens, and
he's over 100 yards or 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're only 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. So Massillon with the ball, 1st and goal in the RG drag red zone. They're right at the 10-yard line, so they cannot pick up a 1st down here. They have to put it in. 2 running backs in the backfield, and they hand it off to McMillan. He bounces it out to the left-hand side, and he loses the foot. Did he lose the football?
No, I think he held on to it.
Okay.
It looked like the defender fell to his left and looked like he was trying to recover that potential fumble, but Massillon ball marked down around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they're down, so it'll be 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. 2 running backs in the backfield again. They hand it off to McMillan. Again, bounces it out to the left-hand side, gets tripped up, dives to the end zone, and he'll be 1 yard short of the line to gain for the touchdown. It'll be 3rd and goal now at the 1-yard line for the Tigers.
3rd and goal, Tigers.
Yeah, 3rd down and short here for the Tigers. It looks like Owens is back on the field, and McMullen and Owens in the backfield.
Patterson takes, turns, hands it off to Owens. Owens is spun around, and he's going to spin into the end zone for the score. The defender for Desales grabbed him and swung him to the ground, but swung him forward, and Owens gets 6 more on the board. Tigers 33-7 with the PAT to follow.
Yeah, it almost looked like he surfed over some defenders that were on the ground and not touching the ground, killing the play, able to stretch the ball over for another touchdown, his 3rd on the night.
Herrera on for the PAT for the Tigers. 3 for 4? 4 for 5. Well, we'll find out here. A snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 4 for 5 on PATs for Herrera, and the Tigers lead 34-7. 8:28 remaining in the third quarter. We're going to take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations: Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is head coach Nate Moore for the Massillon Tigers, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And we're back at Alumni Field at St. Francis de Sales High School. The Massillon Tigers lead the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals by a score of 34-7. 8:28 remaining in the third quarter. Herrera on to kick off for the Tigers. The run up and the kick, booming kick, will take the return man back to the 2-yard line. It's taken on the right-hand side. He cuts it back to midfield, little gap across the 20, runs into the back of one of his own players and is brought down at the 23-yard line. Desales will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, one of the first times that we've seen Desales able to return it where the kick hasn't gone into the end zone, trying to use their special teams to spark the offense.
So RJ Day back onto the field to start this drive for the Stallions. Desales moving from right to left. They send 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Brown on the right side of Day in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Day back to pass. He's looking, nowhere to go. Now he's got to take off and run. He's pointing, throws it out of bounds just to get rid of it. Pressure from the Massillon Tigers forces the incompletion. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, another time of RJ Day rolling out to his right with nowhere to go, no one wide open, having to throw it out of bounds to avoid the sack and loss of yardage. 2nd down and 10.
So Desales breaks the huddle, sends 2 receivers and a wing on the right, single wide out left. Day with Brown, fakes it to Brown. He's looking, swings it out over into the far right sideline. That is caught after a gain of 4 is pushed out of bounds. I think that was number 3. Dax Middleton with the reception. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Stallions.
That Tiger defense, whether it's been through the air, on the ground, they've done everything that the defensive staff can ask for, keeping the Stallions' offense well under wraps.
Ball now on the right hash for Desales. They've got 3 receivers to the wide side left, 2 to the short right. Day by himself in the shotgun. And I think we have a timeout. A timeout for the Tigers. A little miscommunication in the secondary. Great heads up from Braylon Gamble, who noticed that there was a mismatch or the defense wasn't aligned correctly and was able to message that to the sidelines to get the timeout. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. We will leave it here. Let's see if we have any more scores coming in on the scoreboard. St. Ed's is beating Whitner. I got that one coming through. McKinley 9-3 at half. Let's see. And then end of the third, Mogador 40, East Canton 7. So McKinley holding in there with Menor. Menor without their starting tailback, I believe. Got hurt last week. That helps them out a lot. But yeah, the Pups, they're on. Their running game is really good. They've struggled throwing the ball this year, but they're up now, and that's all that matters. Big 3rd and 6 for DeSales. Excuse me. Day empty in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the wide left, 2 to the right. Back to pass is Day. Here comes the pressure, and he has nowhere to go. 3 Tigers right in his face. 5 Tigers right in his face. Oh, my. And another big loss and a sack from this Tigers defense.
Yeah, and once again, not really bringing any exotic blitzes. It's just the front 4, the 4 down linemen, maybe a linebacker coming in after them, but the defense has spent a lot of time in the Stallions' backfield.
James Partlow on to punt for the Stallions. Back deep for the Tigers. Is that Thornsberry and Malone back deep? Is that Thornsberry or is that Himes? I can see the 3. And we have a timeout from Desales. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Yeah, it looked like Desales only had 10 guys out on the field, looking around the sideline, looking for who number 11 would have been out there on the field. So Coach Wiggins has to burn one of those second half timeouts, and when you're down like they are, those timeouts are hard to come by and definitely hard to give up, especially when you're 4th and long. You know you're putting the ball away, but with how high-powered the Tigers' offense is, you don't want to give them 5 free yards any way.
Yeah, and we saw in the first half that neither team used a timeout until there was like a minute left in the half. And now you've got both teams burning a timeout in the first part of the third quarter. So the punting unit onto the field. That is 35 for the Tigers. That is Chase White. Snap is back on the punt. And another terrible punt. That one is going to bounce and take a bounce backwards and end at the 20-yard line of Desales. That was a net of 5 yards. Net of a 5-yard punt for Desales. And the Tigers have the ball starting off in the RG Drag red zone.
Yeah, it looked like it came off the side of his foot, almost his ankle. Punter very, very upset as he comes over to the sideline. But
and I thought Massillon could have blocked that if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They had guys that got to the wall and just kind of let up a little bit. But nonetheless, a great result for the Tigers. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. McMullen to the left of Patterson. They hand it off to McMullen. He bounces it out to the left. Now tries to turn it up. And still, after a great job reading that defense by Desales, he still picks up almost 4. He gets 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, it looked like he was going east to west along the line of scrimmage, extended, and still by the end of the carry after falling forward, like you mentioned, gain of 4 brings up 2nd down and 6 at the 16.
That's what makes a good running back, too.
Absolutely.
Because if you go east and west, you still have to put your foot in the ground and get north and south. He did a great job there. 2nd down, McMillan still in the backfield. They hand it off to him up the middle. He's inside the 10-yard line, picking up a 1st down to the 7-yard line. And the Tigers will have it 1st and goal from the 7. 6:28 left in the third quarter, leading 34-7.
Caleb Kitzmiller on the tackle for the Stallions. 1st and goal, Tigers on the 7.
Looks like McMullen staying on the field, so this is his drive.
Hey, it's such a luxury to have 2 backs because you let one guy in there and let your other guy rest up a little bit. It takes the workload off of one guy. It looks like they've got Owens and McMillan in there, one on each side of Patterson in the shotgun. They turn, hand this one off to Owens, and he's going to fall. That's not Owens. Who is that? But it falls into the end zone for the touchdown. That's Sebastian Harper, who gets the 7-yard touchdown run, and the Tigers lead 40-7. And now we are in a running clock situation as the Tigers lead by more than 30. So the clock continues to run now here with 5:30 left in the third quarter.
What a stable that the Tigers have there in the running back room to bring out a 3rd running back, and we confuse him for your number 1 running back because he runs just the same.
Right. So Herrera on to attempt the PAT. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. The Tigers, 5:14 left in the third quarter, lead 41-7 over St. Francis de Sales. We're going to take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And we're back at Alumni Stadium at St. Francis de Sales High School in Columbus. The Massillon Tigers lead 41-7, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 3 players back deep for DeSales. Carson Kamerick and Jonathan Brown. And I can't see the other number. I think that's number 3, Dax Middleton. And that kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. DeSales will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, in a running clock situation here in the second half with Massillon over the 30-point threshold, up 41-7 here. So if you're the Stallions here, you need to score to bring it back into regular timekeeping here, but that clock will continue to run, and the second half may tick away very fast.
So the Stallions with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. R.J. Day breaks the huddle for the Stallions, sends receiver and wing to the right, receiver and wing to the left. Brown lines up in the pistol behind Day in the shotgun, takes the snap, turn, hands it off to Brown over the left-hand side. Gets 1 yard on the carry out to the 21-yard line. It will be 2nd and 9 for DeSales.
Jonathan Brown with the carry, initially tackled by number 20, Isaac Maxheimer.
Maxheimer with the tackle for the Tigers.
It'll be 2nd and 9.
When I talked to Coach Wiggins before the game for the coach's corner, he mentioned the athleticism of the Tigers, and it's been on display since opening kickoff tonight.
They go 2 receivers to the short side left, man in motion from right to left, now 3, and they hand it off to Brown again over the left-hand side. Gets across the 25 down to the 28-yard line and makes it 3rd and 2 for the Stallions.
With the carry.
Why did that? Did you see that far referee motion 1st down? That's why I was like, what's he doing? He spotted the ball short. DeSales with the ball on the left hash, moving from right to left. 2:50 left in the third quarter. And a lot. DeSales is. I mean, you're getting beat pretty good. And you're just taking your good old time here. They've got 6 seconds left on the play clock. 2 receivers on the left, wing and wide out right. Turn, hand off to Brown. He bounces it over to the left-hand side. He'll go backwards to go forwards and pick up the 1st down and move the chains for DeSales. He'll be down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, clock continuing to run here despite getting out of bounds, but 1st down for the Stallions keeps their offense on the field, trying to get something cooking here.
We're down to 2 minutes. It's crazy when you look away in a running clock situation and then you look back up and you're like, oh my gosh, a whole 2 minutes has gone by. So 1st and 10 for the Stallions. Brown lines up to the left side of Day. Ball still on the left hash. 3 receivers on that short side. Day back to pass. Sets up a little wide receiver hitch route, and that's caught. Eludes a tackle. Gets across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 40.
Late flag.
And a late flag comes in.
Flag on the play.
Right on the DeSales sidelines. And is there a player down? There is. There's a Massillon Tiger down who gets up. That was number 20, Maxheimer. So we'll see what this penalty flag is. It's got to be some sort of late hit or unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, it looked like the flag did come in after the play, so
personal foul on the Tigers.
Personal foul is the call against
So that'll be a dead ball foul. So that'll happen after the result of the play. So that pushes Desales from the 41 across midfield to the Tiger 44-yard line.
And again, this the deepest into Tiger territory that the Stallions have been tonight here in the latter stages of the third quarter.
So substitution for the Tigers. I get the feeling that that penalty was on Jaden Williams as he goes over to the sidelines now. But Desales breaking the huddle, sending 2 receivers to the wide side plus a wing. Single wide out to the left. Brown to the left of Day in the shotgun. He takes, hands it off to Brown. He's immediately hit in the backfield. Massillon's Joe Carter read that perfectly and stops the ball carrier Brown for a loss of 1. It's 2nd and 11. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Massillon leads Desales 41-7. Fourth quarter action when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarchone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is head coach Nate Moore from the Massillon Tigers, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium. Desales with the ball, 2nd and 11. And they're going to turn play action, looking for the slant, and that's caught across the 30, 25-20. Tries to cut it back into the middle and is brought down inside the RG Drag red zone at the 11-yard line of the Massillon Tigers. A great play coming out of that start of the fourth quarter to get them down into scoring position, and if they do score and it gets back below 30 points, the clock will go back to normal clock.
Correct, yes, and that was the Stallions' best play on offense yard-wise thus far this evening, inching closer to that touchdown, and as you mentioned, it would drop below the 30-point threshold.
That was Dax Middleton with the reception. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Desales moving from left to right. Day back to pass, and they go right back to the same play. An 11-yard touchdown pass from R.J. Day to Dax Middleton, and that will stop the clock at 10:53 remaining in the ball game.
A little more of what we expected to see from R.J. Day when we came into tonight. Able to set his feet, 3-step drop, power into his throw. Nice slant there for the touchdown.
Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it was almost blocked. That was a great effort from Massillon's number 6, Deontay Malone. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a hand on it, and the PAT is up and good. 10:53 left in the fourth quarter, and it is 41 for the Tigers, 14 for the Stallions. We will leave it here. I think we had another score update. We got a final coming in. Mogador 47, East Canton 14. So a great season for the Hornets and Coach Spider Miller and those guys there, facing a really tough Mogador team, but a fantastic year for the East Canton Hornets.
Yeah, it's been bleak there for Spider and the Hornets for the past couple years. They're able to take down rival Malvern there in Week 10, use that momentum to get to Week 13 and unfortunately, their season comes to an end at the hands of the Wildcats of Magdeburg.
Menor 10, McKinley 9. 9:06 left in the third quarter in that game. And the kickoff will be fielded at the 3-yard line for the Tigers. Gets across the 20, 25, breaks a hole across the 30, 40, 50. He's got a blocker. One man to beat, cuts it back in. He cuts it back to the middle of the field. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tigers! Deontay Malone goes 97 yards to the house.
Got under that 30-point threshold.
Didn't last long,
did not at all. Great 97-yard touchdown return. Came along the left sideline here, cut it back towards midfield around the 35-yard line, and was able to roar the rest of the way.
Whoever the special teams coach is for the Massillon Tigers had a perfect return play set up. He should be very proud of those kids because that was a perfect return. The extra point is up, and it is good.
And the extra point is good.
9:52 left in the ball game. The Tigers 48, St. Francis Desales 14. We're going to take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations: Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium. I'm Ryan Keller. This is Derek Dimmitt. 9:52 left in the ball game. The Massillon Tigers lead 48-14 in the Division II Region 7 regional semifinals. Winner of tonight's game will advance on to take on the winner of Big Walnut and Canal Winchester. And we have a score in that game, Derek?
Yeah, Big Walnut now up 35-0 in the fourth quarter. So, barring a miracle comeback by Canal Winchester, it'll be Big Walnut and Massillon taking off in the regional final next Friday.
Most likely at Mansfield. That seems. I mean, how many times has Massillon and Big Walnut met the last couple years as well? It seems that those two teams are always in each other's paths to the state semifinals. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that score as well. Running clock situation there. Running clock situation here. 9 minutes and running here at Alumni Stadium in Columbus. R.J. Day in the shotgun. Brown to his right. 3 receivers on the right-hand side. Day back to pass. He's looking. He's got a man, and it is dropped. Great defensive play from Massillon's Hines coming across the receiver. Excuse me, that wasn't Hines. That was Noah Jenkins, who, great defense, saw the receiver open down the sidelines. That was Frankie McAllister, and was able to come over and just punch that out right when McAllister went to catch it.
Yeah, nice clean hit there to dislodge the football as McAllister was trying to come down with that catch. Great hit by the safety for Massillon.
So 2nd and 10 now at the 20-yard line. Desales moving from left to right. They've got 3 receivers on the wide side left, single wide out right. Day back to pass. He's looking at the one-on-one coverage. Ball is up and over the hands of the intended receiver. He was looking for Jordan Karhoff, and defending on the play for the Tigers was Lennox Lemon, who was running step for step with the receiver and forces the incompletion. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, going back to the touchdown return, Deontay Malone, we've called his name quite a bit. He had a big interception there earlier tonight. That touchdown return, he's had 2 receptions through the air on offense. Deontay Malone, 3 phases of the football, putting in the work for the Tigers.
Sets up a 3rd and 10 for Desales. 7:30 left in the ball game. 2 receivers to the left, wide out and wing to the right. Day back to pass. He's got to step up in the pocket. He's looking to run. He gets across the 25, 30, slides down, and they throw a flag on the hit. And I honestly didn't think that was a hit on a sliding quarterback. I thought that was bang, bang. The defender had already committed to diving and making the tackle, and then Day slid. The officials saw it a little bit differently, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Massillon.
Yeah, and that happened right in front of the Desales sideline, so I'm sure the coaches got in the official's ear, and with the score as it is, not that should matter, but oftentimes it does play a role in how the game is officiated. Day did tap the back of the defender, knowing that there was no malicious intent with contact.
It's so hard to be a defender, man.
Absolutely.
It really, really is. So the first down takes Desales out to the 45-yard line. Day in the shotgun turn, hands it off to Brown. Brown goes right up the middle, gets across midfield, and is down at the 49 of Massillon. 6 minutes now remaining in the ball game. A gain of 6 for Brown. And it'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, there haven't been very many positive plays for Desales, but Jonathan Brown has had a few on the ground. Their first play from scrimmage was a nice 12-yard gain, got first down, but since then it's been all Tigers defense.
So Day in the shotgun, Brown to his left. Ball on the right hash. They turn, hand it off to Brown, up the middle. This time he gets a gain of 1 and is immediately stood up on the play, coming up and making the tackle for the Tigers. Jaden Williams, a great stop. Another 3rd and short for Desales. Also, I wonder what their 3rd down conversions have been for Desales, because it can't be a great percentage.
No, at most I can maybe think 1 or 2 possibly tonight. And there's been a handful of 3 and outs. So again, the Massillon Tiger defense carrying the team, and the 2-headed, 3-headed ring back tandem corpse of the Tigers doing all the scoring.
So Day back to pass. He's looking. He's got pressure. Has nowhere to go. He's just going to throw this one away and out of bounds. And now it'll be 4th down. And I mean, clock continuing to run. You have to imagine that are they going to bring the punting unit out onto the field?
Yeah, I think at this point,
it's like they're waving the white flag at this point.
Discussion here. Day was brought down as he was throwing that, and the flag does come out after discussion.
So the officiating crew talks about it, and they're going to get intentional grounding on Desales, which is probably why they were bringing the punting unit onto the field. I think Desales already knew that one was coming. The ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. There wasn't a receiver in the area. So that is a loss of down and a 10-yard penalty. So it'll be 4th and 13 now, and that explains why the punting unit is out onto the field. But if you're Desales, you want to punt this out of bounds. Do not punt it to any of the return, or just get a good punt. Their last couple punts haven't been great. Let's see if Massillon decides to go after this one. And the snap back, and another high, short kick will bounce and take a good roll, and the Tiger return man decides to pick it up. He breaks 3 or 4 tackles. He's trying to get to the edge, gets across the 40, goes out of bounds at the 45. If you're going to throw a flag, thank you very much. A hit out of bounds on Massillon, on the Massillon player by St. Francis Desales, because if you called that one earlier, you have to call that one.
Absolutely, and that was Deontay Malone following up that big 97-yard touchdown return on the kickoff. There on the punt, the ball bounced right to him around the 30-yard line. He took it and cut up field, got out to the 48. We'll add the 15 yards from that point, so the Tigers offense will come out with the ball into the Stallions' territory at the 37-yard line.
That was a great heads-up play from him, too, because that ball was going to continue to roll and roll and roll. It was smart picking that up, and then just the individual effort to elude the coverage team from Desales. Different quarterback now in the ball game for the Tigers. That's Hines in at quarterback, and they hand it off over the right-hand side to Sebastian Harper. Harper will pick up a gain of 2 on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like the second string has come in for the Tigers here, trying to give some of the younger players an opportunity to get some playoff experience in a regional semifinal game.
So Rasmus Hines in at quarterback for the Tigers. 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. Massillon leads 48-14. And it looks like the Tigers will advance to the regional finals, and it looks like they are going to go up against Big Walnut, as that game is still 35-0. They are in a running clock situation in the fourth quarter as well. Hines takes the snap, turn, hands it off over the right-hand side, breaking tackles, but not able to get away. He will lose a yard is Harper, and it'll be third down for the Tigers.
Real quick, a scoring update here on the Q92 Sports Radio Network. Perry scores and goes for 2, successful. They go up 14-0 over West Branch, 7:49 left in regulation there.
So we've lost East Canton. West Branch has some work to do. The Pups were trailing by 1. And then the Tigers running clock over St. Francis Desales. So, whew. So under a minute remaining. Hines takes the snap, turns, hands it off over the left-hand side, getting across the 35, 30, still on his feet, down to the 25-yard line, and that is the icing on the cake. First down for the Massillon Tigers, and they'll just have to come out and take a knee, and the Tigers advance to the regional finals next Friday night.
What a performance by Coach Moore and the Tigers team. You know, you mentioned
just
earlier.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, this is only their second time coming on the road. Their first one just going down the road really to Tom Benson. You know, an hour and a half, almost 2-hour bus ride down here. They came out, they had the juice pregame, and it carried over here to the game.
Hines takes the snap and the knee, and that is your ball game. The Massillon Tigers come in and make a statement, a dominating win. Offense, defense, and special teams. And they go home and advance to the regional finals by a score of 48-14. We're going to step away, and when we come back, it'll be our post-game show. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is head coach Nate Moore for the Massillon Tigers, and you're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium in Columbus. The Massillon Tigers advance to the regional finals next Friday by a score of 48-14. Derek, let's get some final thoughts on today's game. I know you want to try to go down and get some interviews and stuff. So Massillon coming in, first drive, you're like, okay, maybe a little bit slow start, but boy, after that, foot on the gas, pedal all the way down, and they just dominated.
Yeah, as you mentioned at halftime, both teams, it seemed like those first drives was just kind of feeling out process, maybe like a boxing match, you know, the first round coming out, kind of a few jabs here and there, and then after Massillon took over following the fake punt attempt by the Stallions near midfield, the offense just hit the ground running, and from there was no stopping them.
I'm trying to see if I can get some updated stats from a good friend Dave Goff. We'll see when those come in to give you some more stats. We'll jump into the scoreboard, and it looks like Big Walnut is going to advance, so it will be next week the Massillon Tigers and Big Walnut, and most likely, not guaranteed because we won't know, but most likely is going to be at Mansfield. That seems to be when these teams have met in the past where they meet at. So a great game from the Tigers, offense, defense, special teams, some key players that really stuck out tonight for the Tigers. Obviously, Owens had an incredible game. We didn't see him much of the second half because you didn't need to. It wasn't necessary to see him because the rest of the offense was doing just fine with Anthony McMillan Jr. He had himself a great game. Manny Patterson didn't make any mistakes, just did what he needed to do. When he needed to throw, he was accurate. When he needed to pass or when he needed to hand the ball off, he did a great job with that as well. Defensively and offensively, Deontay Malone had a heck of a game. We had the interception by Jayshawn Murray, the big defensive lineman. Just an all-around, really well-executed, well-coached and well-executed. Sometimes you'll see a game where it's well-coached and the team wins, or sometimes you'll see where it's not well-coached. Not Massillon, but just in general. You'll see a team come in and they play well, and the coaching might have been, and they still come away with the win. This was a collective effort, and that seems to be the Massillon Tigers mantra is, they're a big, giant family. They got each other's back, and they came out here and showed that tonight.
Yeah, from the start, it was a Tiger throwdown here in Columbus, and all three phases, a lot of coaches go to that cliche, 3 phases of football, but the Tigers put it in motion tonight with the big kick return to seal the deal after Columbus Desales scores in the fourth quarter to send us back under the 30-point threshold for the running clock. Deontay Malone comes out and answers with a 97-yard touchdown return, and that put the nail in the coffin, and on to the regional championship against Big Walnut week 14.
Make sure to follow us on our social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Threads. We're going to have pictures from tonight's game, from all of our games, and we're going to have interviews with some coaches and players as well. So make sure to give us a follow on all those. And we will see you next week for the Massillon Tigers in the regional finals. Sorry about that. In the regional finals. Make sure to keep your eye on the Q92 Sports Network. We'll post where this game is going to be played and our broadcast team that is going to be there covering it. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors tonight. Friends and Family Credit Union, RG Drag, Cardinal Glass and Mirror, and of course, the Sarshone Auto Group for helping us bring you high school football on the Q92 Sports Network. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night. Have a great weekend. Thank you to my broadcast partner, Derek. It was a pleasure being able to call a game with you, sir.
Absolutely. This is year 3 and first time we've got to partner up, and I was looking forward to it, and we weren't sure where we were going to be until about midweek, but I'm happy that it was here and a beautiful night. Thank you again to St. Francis Desales. They, treat us very well tonight and leading into tonight, and Massillon, another victory, another opportunity to continue this season as they move on now to face Big Walnut.
And congratulations to the Massillon Tigers. Off to the regional finals next Friday. Once again, I'm Ryan Keller. This is Derek Dimmitt. This has been High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, be kind, and hug your loved ones. Good night, everybody.